Rinpoche, great Dzogchen master, and singing one of the Vajra songs. These Vajra songs, yogis sing them around their experience of realization of primordial awareness. And his goes like this. Emaho, that means like fantastic. The melody of timeless awareness, utter lucidity, free of elaboration, this web of unceasing magic, the manifestation of union. Then he says, Sovereign Lord of all the mandalas, lake-born Vajra. So he's invoking Guru Rinpoche as the symbol of the primordial Guru, primordial awareness that is in us, in everyone. Self-revelation, self-manifestation. Grant us the single blessing to realize that all appearances are the Dharmakaya. And the outer environment is like a charnel ground, and the gathering place co-emergent with being itself. And within it are all the assembled deities of the naturally occurring Vajra form. And Vajra form means the unborn, undying nature of awareness, manifesting in everything and anything, including you and me. And then he continues, in the youthful exuberance of this inexhaustible sublime bliss, this bliss of awareness, dance the dance to the immutable song of this primordial, unborn sound, its vibrations. And as we brothers and sisters are gathered here, joined together by karma and aspiration, partaking of the celebration, enjoying the wealth of sublime bliss, I offer my single aspiration that we meet again as one, and gathering for the celebration of this awareness in the palace of the lotus light, in the pinnacle of the pure realms. In a certain way, this chant is celebrating the deathlessness of awareness. Dozhi Rinpoche, one of the great Dzogchen masters of the Nyingma tradition, would say this: although hundreds of thousands of explanations are given, there's only one thing to know, to be understood. Know the one thing that liberates everything, awareness itself, your true nature. And at times he would describe Dzogchen like an eraser, because as you enter Dzogchen and the phenomena of the primacy of awareness, as everything and anything, source, it erases the previous paths. That's why in Dzogchen, you take refuge in awareness, in your own awareness, which is awareness itself. And it's true that you and I are knowers. Humans are knowers, And yet our knowingness has two modes. And they actually go together, like a horse and carriage, as they say. We have knowingness as mind, and we have this knowingness of primordial awareness. this knowingness of primordial awareness actually is manifesting the mind. This mind that knows differences, that knows faces, that knows particulars, that knows stuff, that knows earth. And this awareness, this primordial awareness that manifests everything and anything, but is no thing, but becomes embodied as everything and anything. And the very nature of this primordial awareness, which is this vast openness, this emptiness, openness, potential, manifesting itself as light, as knowingness, clarity, and manifesting itself as energy. And its very manifestations, it manifests the mind. Knowingness itself knows knowingness. Awareness knows awareness within everything and everyone. And awareness knows through our mind individuals, differences, particulars. When we enter awareness as awareness, we start experiencing this vast space, infinite its horizons, and this awareness is also called at times gnosis, direct perception, unmediatedness, non-dual, oneness. And it's also described as a field, that as you and I enter this awareness, we begin to feel these field-like qualities that go beyond our bodies. Then at the same time, we know through our minds. We know details, faces, stuff, people, cars. We know individuals. And we think. We think thoughts. And we have feelings about everything. And we imagine everything and anything. And we sense. And we remember. And at times things can be very objectified by our mind. But actually, this mind and this awareness, this knowingness, are not in opposition as some would think. Only if you give up your mind, then you're in awareness. Only if you give up appearances, then you're in awareness. Not so. We actually need both. They go together, since the world itself is both. The world is both oneness and difference. I think as I mentioned before, Heraclitus, the philosopher of the marketplace, I think 5th or 4th century Greece, would walk into the marketplace and shout, he was actually a strange person, infinite oneness and infinite difference. Infinite oneness and infinite differences. And so when we split the natural oneness of our mind and awareness, we're splitting our very selves, our very beingness in this world. that split between mind and awareness is in certain ways the first dissociation that has to be resolved. When you and I are in this mind awareness continuum, connected, this mind-heart continuum, as Yen Chen would call it. The Dzogchen masters actually describe their channels from the heart that go into the eyes, that in the most natural way we experience and see awareness as awareness. It's not just a third eye phenomena. When we become of our own awareness, we experience this field again of spaciousness, and we feel the energy and the light. And simultaneously, we experience the indivisibility of the field that permeates everything and anything. So in this simultaneousness, we see otherness, and we experience oneness, indivisibility. Or as the Dakini said to Dujum Lingpa, you and I are indivisible. We are the field, and we become the field experientially. And what is so great, we can experience everything and anything through this awareness continuum. And that is essentially self-liberation. Being in the field. Mind, heart, mind awareness. Experiencing everything and anything is liberation. We experience forms, and we experience people and animals and stuff as forms of the field. When we're not in that awareness state, we see all these forms, but not the indivisibility of it, not the oneness of it, not the manifestation. We experience events and manifestations of the field. We can experience appearing and disappearing as manifestations of this field. Even this moment right now, in this little basement. The field is ongoing continuity of beingness. That's why it is unborn and undying, timeless, manifesting time. So even in the drama of appearing and disappearing, there is the continuity of relatedness. The field is completely relational. Life after life, death after death. Continuity, ongoing. And what is amazing is that we experience our own self as a manifestation of the field. And we actually experience our own self manifesting the field in the very circumstances of our life. We're both the manifested and manifesting simultaneously. The cosmic becomes personal. We can feel and experience the manifestation of the field in our actions and within our circumstances and within others. That is the power of being in awareness. We're manifested by this field, and we manifest the field through desire. Desire invokes the field and sustains the field. Without desire, nothing happens. And so, in our invocation of this place of awareness, within our mind and bodies, we can experience this field of knowingness through touch and words and actions. Knowledge is action, as the Shaivite masters sing. We can see through the field, and we can see within the field. We can love through the field, and we can hate through this field of bright awareness. So, often our practice is we suspend the mind briefly to enter this awareness state, and just as immediately we integrate our minds, and eventually we do not have to suspend our minds. They are together, mind and awareness. The mind is within the field. And this heart-mind continuum arises. You actually feel the arising of this state, this place, this presence, this dimension. And this experiencing is self-liberation through the events and circumstances of our life, just as it is. This is the essence of Dzogchen. The path is life itself. Knowingness in the field is knowingness inside to inside, from within to within. Awareness entering awareness. As Dojim Limpa, as Yagme Lingpa says, the inner yin enters the outer yin. Inner field enters the outer field. True intersubjectivity. Awareness is our own subjectivity. And this is totally natural. It's not supernatural. And no one owns the copyright. As Bodhidharma said, 6th century, there's this transmission beyond words and letters. It does not belong to any tradition. It is the very nature of humanness. And that is the Buddha, or if you want, Shiva, or Christos, or as Goethe says, Mother Nature. Now, unhappily, as we know, we can also be in mind alone. And we can easily dissociate from this awareness continuum and be locked in mind alone. And this easily happens developmentally for all of us as we lose baby gnosis as our minds develop. Not always. Not always. And you and I can be locked into thinking. We can be locked into affective states. We can be locked into memories. We can be locked into sensations. We can be locked into compulsive behaviors. We can be locked into circumstances. Locked in mind alone. Tiny prisons. Yet this mind is is the very manifestation of primordial awareness. It's really good to know that and feel that and understand that and not think them in opposition. And just as our own subjective awareness is the self-manifestation of primordial awareness, Vajrakamara, unborn, undying, my awareness of awareness itself opens up ground awareness, directly experiencing source as awareness. Awareness manifests my mind. It manifests my embodiment and personal awareness itself. And this very same primordial awareness is manifesting my circumstances, like right now. So in a way, I am I'm awareness, surrounded, embedded within this field of embodied awareness. Awareness, primordial awareness, embodies itself unceasingly as everything and anything, unceasingly, endlessly, embodied light. Awareness must love embodiment. Loves appearances. Loves drama. When I'm in awareness, and my mind is integrated within this awareness field, then I experience differences and sameness simultaneously. I experience, and you experience, oneness and difference simultaneously. Again, we can think of Heraclitus again, entering the marketplace, the crowds, absolute oneness and absolute difference simultaneously. Duality within non-duality, and non-duality within duality. Within this mind-heart continuum, the Hridayam, everything can disappear into non-duality, and yet is completely visible. The visible manifests the invisible, and the invisible is manifesting the visible. Both in life and in death, there is this ongoing continuity of being. Timeless awareness. Timeless awareness. When I'm in awareness and you're in awareness, I'm in the field of being as being. I am a being who is being itself. Through beings, I experience the sea of being, the sea of spontaneous spaciousness and light. So awareness, field, being are all the same. Awareness, field, being are all the same. Action arises spontaneously as the manifestation of this field of being. Radiance naturally. In mind alone, action is effortful. In mind alone, action is effortful. Focusing on causality and results endlessly. In mind alone, I become obsessional with causality and results. And I'm tormented by results, right and wrong, good, bad, bad dog, true and false. Tormented by actions and by actionless. Actually, in the stuckness of the results, often action does not take place. Frozen. So these natural obsessive compulsive states are mind alone states. Both the good folks, and the evil folks are equally tormented by the drama of results. Some comfort. Karma. Preoccupation, cause, and results. Action. When I'm in mind alone, I'm preoccupied with actions. Right and wrong. I'm preoccupied with reward, nice doggy, and punishment, bad. The mind becomes dominated by reward and punishment, by annihilation anxiety, punishment, and deprivation, more punishment. It dominates our mind, dominates group minds, dominates religious minds, built in. Success and failure dominates. Even the most successful people, the winners, dominated by success, failure. And the so-called losers suffer the fate of causality and its results. So karma, such a great word, karma, is the mind drama absolutized. You take cause and event and you absolutize it, and then you wind up with karma. The last judgment. The superego, internalized, divinized. Everything is earned, merit. I missed the light. I took the soft light and not the bright light. And now I'm a dog. Ruff! What the fuck? That is not self-liberation. And that's being in kindergarten. Forever. And the great Dzogchen masters, who free their understanding from that type of causality, and they do, and they begin to understand, as the Lama describes in the great chant we heard, this vast matrix, this magical matrix of primordial awareness, manifesting everything and anything. And this magical matrix undoes dependent origination. It goes beyond that. It cuts off causality, cuts through it. It cuts off dependent origination and understands that everything is a manifestation directly of primordial awareness at this moment, including choice of words, wills, actions, the whole thing. And it's all given. It's all given. Dzogchen masters are not Calvinists. For the theologians, you earn it. They deconstruct karma, cause and effect. That's why the great yogis, the masters of these traditions within Shaivism and Dzogchen, get beyond. You want to hear it how they mean it. Get beyond right and wrong. Get beyond good and evil. Get beyond better and best. And get beyond truth and falsity. And then there's liberation. So Muktananda used to say, karma, don't worry about karma. People used to talk about karma at death. What? Don't worry about that. What? Don't get fixated. Another fixation. Primordial awareness, which is the Divine Mother. That's why they use the metaphor of the child leaping into the lap of the mother. And the Guru revealing itself completely, just as you are. Great yogis like Drujam Lingpa doesn't use the word merit. He uses the word virtue, meaning it's all intrinsic. Becoming aware of awareness, experiencing that is virtue. And virtue is always intrinsic. Virtue does not have extrinsic deals around it. It's not a deal. There's no deal in virtue. The power of virtue is completely in and of itself. As Yen Qin says in that little sign there, that little Chinese deal, virtue is the source of the qi, the source of the energy. In self-liberation, we free ourselves from karmic preoccupations, another state of fixatedness. But somehow religions have trouble freeing themselves from the last judgment. sometimes as an admonition to free yourself from karma, you should become very detached. You should detach yourself. And this is not meant in the understanding of open spaciousness, that openness. Rather, you should detach yourself. You should not attach yourself to anything, anyone. I don't know how you can have samaya. But in that detachment process, it actually works in a certain way. You tighten your body, and you pull back from everything. You enter nothing. And it really works. You enter nothing. You pull back. And you stay that way. You detach from everything. Every feeling, every sensation, you detached. Then what happens after a little while, maybe you can edge your own time, in that detached state, you start feeling like you're not a person. You start feeling you're not a self. There's no self. There's no you. And then you're like that for a while. And you look around, and sure enough, as you look at people, there's no self there either. There's no you in them. It really is empty in the unhappy sense of emptiness. And then you stay like that. Then a little longer, you start to have this experience. Nothing's real here. No one's real. None of this is real. Nothing is real. Then of course, you can't wait to leave and get out. remaining in awareness. Since this talk is about death in a certain way today. I've never told this dream before, but I like it again in this context. A number of years ago, I had this dream. I'm sitting right where I'm sitting right now. Then over there by Lord Shiva, that blind was in front, and there was Swami Muktananda sitting near where his picture is. He was talking to someone else who was behind the screen. And they're laughing, two old guys laughing and talking, and they're laughing and talking about death. Wow, pay attention here. And Baba's saying, it's so amazing. These two dimensions are so close. Not even a thin veil, thinnest of veils. But if you try and know it through mind alone, it's the greatest of abysses. It's the greatest of abyss. You try and know it through your mind, impossible. And yet, if you're in awareness, and that timeless awareness, it's so easy, so thin, so present. No distance whatsoever for those whom we love. None. Then there's another voice saying, I know it's really true, he says. People are so terrified of all this, and they don't have the understanding. How easy this is without awareness. It's all rather impossible. Emaho. Finally, Longchenpa, great Dzogchen master, would describe the first leap or action, experience of non-awareness, ma-rigpa, is that we don't recognize the appearances of self-presencing or primordial awareness. We don't experience appearances as a self-presencing of primordial awareness, including our own. And you always would go on to say that really to be in this awareness field is to experience the true indeterminacy, the complete indeterminacy of existence. With that, let's rub our hands together. I had to think about it for coming this morning. And I always remember I loved graduating from kindergarten. It was so much fun. And then I found myself in the first grade. And I had to graduate again. But it's really great to graduate. Thank you all. And you can meditate to 9 o'clock. And there's also refreshments upstairs. And we can put that beautiful chant again on timeless awareness.
Modane manjada jekine